It can't just be me that feels like every single day is a lifetime within itself. And there's something biblical to that, but that's not the point of today's video. Along with the peace that was ushered in over the last few weeks, last 2 weeks especially, there is also a harmony that is coming into play where our mind and spirit are back in balance. The interference of our channels has dissipated, it has been cleared out, and that's really important because I've been speaking about the filtration of the collective consciousness and what they've been doing with that. What I was thinking of when I was considering it was a metaphysical surgery of the mind spirit or mind consciousness connection. And I don't know if any of you have seen the newest Avatar movie, the one Fire and Ash, where the girl connected her braid thing to the earth and it fused. Our connection to the collective consciousness was, I don't want to say severed because it was not severed, but it was almost fractured or fragmented due to the infiltration of the collective consciousness. There are certain beings on this planet who hold information that cannot at all costs fall into the wrong hand, that cannot fall into the hands of our false leaders. And the powers that be cannot be given access to such divine information because they will use it in the wrong way. So, in a way, it's not that we were locked out of the collective consciousness, but essentially there was a wall there to where we could peer into it, but it could not peer into us. It was not a two-way mirror. We lost access to certain downloads. It may have felt like your downloads were not coming in, or you just weren't receiving any information that was intentional. You weren't supposed to, because again, the collective consciousness was infiltrated. And they're not just infiltrating these spaces because they want to know what everyone's thinking. No, they want the information that they don't have the ears to hear, the eyes to see. They're not in the know. They did not obtain the security clearance, the spiritual security clearance for such information. Anything that they would have gained access to through us would have been stolen or distorted and used for evil versus good. For those of us who have recently come back online, we are the leaders. We are leading in the materialization of the upper realms as they solidify into a density that can be materialized. So we are materializing. We are the leaders, the builders of the infinite realms coming down to earth. And you have always been a leader, but the physical realms and the powers that be have pushed back against our ability to obtain in the physical world, hindering us on a physical level so that our physicality, our physical environments would not match our divine coding. And now that the threshold has been met and crossed, their contamination of our 3D matrix, if you will, they can't do what they have been doing. There was a time limit on much of what was done, and I think that goes in line with Donald continuously saying that we are in the golden age and we're in the best dimension yet, because he is in the know for whatever reason or another. You can have whatever opinion of him that you would like, but he is in the know for certain things. There is this message I've been getting consistently about instantaneous rendering or instant rendering of the material, rendering in real time. And when you think of a game, it has to render. Sometimes it'll lag. And with this inverted realm, because we are existing in an inverted realm, I think of when we came here, when we all got here originally, however long ago that was, that this was an organic realm. Everything was creation itself. And what they did was took it, flipped it, and perverted it into this inverted matrix. The organic realm will come back online with the more of us that rise to meet it. If any of you guys have ever experienced having a thought and then a few minutes later you see something regarding it, I know this happens a lot with like ads and stuff, but I mean outside of that, where you think of a person and then they message you right away. That's like instantaneous rendering or instant rendering in real time. So we're going to see more of that as a synchronicity as we move further and further into the upper realms through these vertical dimensions that we are traveling through now. I did pull a few cards for today's message, and something that was interesting to me was how communication came up, or connection came up multiple times. And that's where I'm getting this unity within self. I don't think it has anything to do externally. I think with that gap being bridged and pieces of us coming back to us, or that we went back for, being integrated back into us, there's this harmony within, and so that connection has been met. And again, thinking about the girl from Avatar, when she used her connection to, she put it to the earth. And you know, when I think about rendering in real time, I do consider 2024 when I was on a roll. I was on a roll with my predictions. It was literally like every single day I was predicting something and it was happening within that day or a few days. It was over and over and over and over. And when you have the power of creation within you as an organic being, because don't forget, our government just came out not too long ago and said not everyone here is human. Our government said this. There are beings who are original beings here who have the codes to create. And when you create, it's instantaneous, and they want you to believe that they wanted you to believe, because they have to ease up now. This is no longer their domain. They had a deadline, they failed. They got to have their fun, now it's done. There are people here who are organic beings, and for those organic beings, creation is inherent. Anyway, all of that to say, many of us have just come back online after coming out of an intense period of lack and loss. You can lay down your sword now. That's something else. You can lay down your sword now. I know for many of us, myself included, there have been all of these urges to continue holding your sword, to continue the battle, to continue fighting. The war has been won. And focusing on the war, focusing on fighting is futile. It is a distraction because it has been won. We are in the golden age. They're telling us in so many ways. Any lack that might come up for you is just residual. You are back in control of your personal reality. And you might be thinking, wasn't I always? No, you weren't. And that's why there was so much resistance, so much lack, so much fear, so much loss. Because there were beings outside of us who took it upon themselves to exert themselves in our lives instead of focusing on their own. They had to cause issues for the true creators of this realm to make us forfeit our power. And the time is up, the threshold has been met, and we are going to see more and more of this instantaneous rendering that I've been speaking about in our lives if you are one of those people who hold the divine creation codes. And I don't want to say that it's rare because that sounds elitist, but there are certain beings here who have certain abilities that other people do not. There are architects of this realm, creators of this realm, and that is not a power bestowed upon everyone, because if it was bestowed upon anyone, it wouldn't mean anything. And again, not everyone here is real. Not everyone here is like the other. No matter what this 3D realm is showing you, we're not all the same. And I don't believe that we were all created equal. That's a lie that's sold to us. Some of us were kings and queens, led armies, controlled realms, reigned peace upon lands. And they don't want you to know that. They want you to be stuck in what they've done around you in this physical realm, because all they have is this physical realm. Once this is done, everything for them is done, and we continue on.